successful. So hopefully, okay, so let's see. Okay, sorry guys, earlier I did not have my audio on. So hopefully now you guys can hear me talking. All right, so let's have a test here. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here and then placing the skirt pattern onto the avatar. To do that, guys, we want to press on option and left click here. We want to pan the pattern and then zoom in a little bit closer. And we want to come over here to this vertical toggle menu and then select this avatar icon here and then hover the mouse to the right. We want to select show arrangement point. And then I'm going to key select both of these pattern pieces. However though, I'm going to select just one for now. And then click one right here to place. So, alright, since the pattern are linked together, we are going to unlink the pattern first because we do not want to place two of them right here at the same time. We just want to place it one pattern at a time. So I'm going to unlink this. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to remove link editing here. My key select both the pattern, right click and then select remove link editing. And now I'm going to click one right here and then hover the mouse over that avatar right there. Click one right here to place that pattern, okay? And I'm going to rotate the avatar here. Simply right click or press on option all and then right click and then drag. Next I'm going to select this pattern here and click one right here. Alright, so next I'm going to label this pattern really quick, okay? So it'll be easier for us. So I'm going to use this pattern annotation tool and then simply label this back and then click one right here, label this front. And we can adjust that to wherever you want. Just like that. Okay. Alright. So right now, I'm going to pause for a second, guys, and then I'm going to come over here to Google and I want to show you if you guys want to become a member for Encoder Fashion. You can sign up for a member, not only gain more courses and watch without ad, but you also support Encoder Fashion for me to create more videos. Okay, so right now I'm here. You can actually sign up for many courses that free, and you also get to watch the courses without ads. And not only that, you also have some free courses too. But if you want to support Encoder Fashion, you can sign up for a $2.99 or $4.99 if you want to learn more about pattern here. And this is Encoder Fashion. Oh, right now since I'm in Albania, so those are the tips for you guys. If you guys open Encoder Fashion channel and then you don't see the membership button anywhere, which means you have to use a VPN to sign up for a membership, okay? So here, if you're in North America, Canada, and European region too, except certain country like Albania, because YouTube does not monetize in Albania, so you can't really see the sign up button. But if you like live in Germany, Italy, well, Austria, all those countries, France, that actually monetize by YouTube, you will see the sign up button and you can sign up for courses that you get to watch it with no ads, okay? And you can cancel anytime. That's all. Alright, so I'm going to close this for now and then get back to CLO. Okay, so right now I'm here in CLO. We are going to sew this skirt. Okay, to sew the skirt, we will use either segment sewing tool here or free sewing tool. I will select free sewing tool because we have more segment here. If I only have just one segment, I will show you though. So first, right here, free sewing tool, I can sew with multiple segment and then stop, and then click one to start, and then click one to stop. And if I want to use the segment sewing tool here, I can click on it and then just click one, and then be sure to click right here and make sure this sewing notch here parallel with each other. Okay, so you do not want it to be twist like this. However though, if it is, no worry, you can right click and then select reverse sewing, or you can simply click on it and then press on command or control plus letter B to untwist it. Okay, I did not select this sewing, so I'm going to use this edit sewing tool here and then come over here again and then click on that sewing to select. Okay, before the command or control plus letter B work, you have to select the sewing. Alright, so now the sewing untwisted, and that's what we want. Next, I'm going to make a copy of this skirt. To make a copy, I will use the transform pattern tool. My key selects both of the pattern pieces and then right click, and we want to select symmetric pattern with sewing. Okay, and come over here, zoom in closely. We want to place it as close as possible, and I'm going to press on shift here, and if you can see right here, we have this guideline appear, allows us to click one and place on it, and we have this perfect straight pattern with one another. So next we want to sew this. Okay, this is the cool part. You can use segment sewing tool here because I only have one segment. So I will use the segment sewing tool, click on it, click right here, and then click right here to sew to each other, right here and right here. Okay, and I'm going to right now switch the tool here to transform pattern tool, and my key selects all the skirt pieces, right click, and we want to select strengthen, and come over here, you want to click on the simulation icon to simulate. Okay, I'm going to stop the simulation and see. Okay, I'm going to bring the skirt up a little. Okay, and then try to simulate again. Much better. Alright, so by the way guys, this is a super simple skirt, and I'm going to simulate that and stop the simulation. So according to specs, this skirt have a side split. Okay, speak of a side split guy, the rule of thumb of a side split or any skirt that have narrow, let's say for this example, it looks like a pencil skirt, you want to have the side split here above the knees. So let me 12 centimeter above the knees. So I'm going to change this to mesh fabric for now, so I will show you. So right here, this is the knees length, and for the customer to walk well with this kind of skirt, you want to place the split right from here to here and measure it about 12 centimeter. Right here, I'm going to just place the dot right here and kind of eyeball it. Okay, if I draft this pattern, first of all guys, this pattern right now I'm more like draping it. So the realistically drafting pattern, I would measure exactly 12 centimeter from knees up, so you can have the customer walk in really well. So I'm going to kind of eyeball it. I will click one right there on the skirt, and if you look at right here in this 2D window, you will see the blue point. So all you need to do here, you can create a guideline here. So I'm going to come over here to this information icon and then turn on ruler, and all I need to do here, click, drag and drop this guideline right there. Okay, And then now I'm going to come in with this tool, either edit pattern tool or add point / split line tool, and simply click one right there to place the point. Okay, and after that I can use the notch tool here to click on there to place the notch, or I can simply remove that point right there, place on remove. Okay, so right now it doesn't work because this point right here it's not select. So I'm going to use the edit pattern tool, click on that point right there, and first of all, this guideline right here is kind of in the way. I can either right click and delete guideline, or I can lock it. If I lock it, now I can click on this point, no problem, just like that. I can delete the point just like that, and then apply this notch onto that point right there. Now we create this perfect notch. So speak of notch tool, it's like a real life, we can actually identify where to sew and what not from what direction. So this notch tool allows us to create sewing from just right there, from here to here. Let's say for example I want to use a segment sewing tool. I can use segment sewing tool from here to here. With the notch tool allows me to sew just right there and down here. Okay, so right now I'm going to create notch from the opposite side. Okay, so to create notch from the opposite side, I'm going to come over here. So by the way guys, because the pattern are linked together, we only have to create one side. It affects both. But what if the pattern doesn't link together? What would you do? So you have two options. Either delete this pattern, create notch, and then create a copy, or you can measure this notch. Let me show you how to do that. So first I'm going to come over here and then remove link editing. Okay, and I'm going to delete that notch. So click on that notch right there, and then right click, delete, or I can press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard. Okay, let's say right here now I have this notch here and I do not have the notch over here. So I'm going to create a notch from here to here. To do that, first we want to simply measure in this part right here. Okay, so first of all, from here to here, it doesn't tell me how long is the notch from this to here. So I have to create a point right here. Okay, so to create a point, you can use the edit pattern tool, right click, split, or you can use the add point / split line tool. Simply click one right there on that notch right there, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to bring the pattern up a little, and now I can use this edit pattern tool, click on this line here. Now I can measure, see right here, 61.29. I can come over here and then right click on that and then select split. Then I can select, excuse me, okay, so right now 61.29. I'm going to right click right here and then select split, and I can type in 61.29. okay, and then click on OK. Alright, so now I'm going to simply click on that point right there, right click, and I can select add notch. Okay, now I have this notch tool right there beneath that point. So in this case, I can leave the point there, or I can remove the point. Simply click on there. So to remove the point, I would recommend you to click on that point, right click, and then select convert to curve point. Because convert to curve point, it doesn't change the pattern. If you delete the point, sometimes it changes the pattern. Let's say for example, if I want to delete this point here, click on it, and then I press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard. Now I entirely change the skirt itself, and that's not good. So I'm going to press on Command or Control plus letter Z to undo, and we are good. So I'm going to remove this point as well. Simply click on it, right click, and then select convert to curve point. Okay. And now I'm going to try to link that pattern back together. So simply click on that, press on shift, click on this, right click, and we want to apply symmetric pattern with sewing. Okay, so now we have the patterns linked together once again. Next, I'm going to, so if you come over here and then you don't see the pattern here, it's just because I have the mesh on. We want to change it back here to either thick texture surface or texture surface. So one of those function. I normally use this thick texture surface because certain function is only appear when you turn on thick texture surface. So I'm going to simulate it again here. Alright, and next I'm going to remove this sewing from here to here because we want this to be a side split. To do that, I will use the edit sewing machine tool right here and then click on this, and I can simply click and then drag this up. So as you can see right here, I messed the sewing up because instead of dragging just a point here, I drag the entire thing, which is not what we want. I'm going to drag back down here, but the sewing still messed up. So I have two options, either adjust the sewing or I can just delete it. Simply press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard to delete the sewing and then re-sew it. So I will use the segment sewing tool here and then just sew this top part. Okay, so I sew it together in the wrong direction. That's not what we want. So I'm going to delete it and click it right here and then sew it to this part here. Okay, so now if I simulate once again, you will see this split. Okay, so first of all, I have this tangle together. So I'm going to use this edit sewing tool and then double check on the sewing. So right here, we have the sewing kind of tangled somehow. I'm going to have a look. So let's adjust this. Okay, now I see what happened. So some sewing, I'm going to delete this sewing for now and let. Okay, so what happened, I have these twisted together. So I'm going to try it again here and let Command or Control plus letter Z to undo a couple times. And right here, we want to remove this sewing. Use this edit sewing tool. Let me see. Okay, right here. So this is the twisted part. We want to remove the sewing and bring it up. So in this case, we want to click just this point, okay? And then just click and then drag it up right there. Actually, no, we want to delete that sewing and then let's try it again. So this time, we want to sew this to this. So I'm going to use the transform pattern tool, click right here. So we want to find out what part it is. So this is front. So we want to sew front and back and then back and front, okay? So right here and right here. So this part right here and this part right here. So we want to sew this together. So I'm going to simply let's use this free sewing tool here. And then click over here and then sew over here. Let's simulate. Alright, so I'm going to remove this sewing right here. Okay, and then simulate once again. Alright, so this is the problem. I sew the front and the front pattern together. We want to sew side and front. And right here, this pattern here, I'm going to also create another notch right here. And this is the front notch. And I'm going to create this back notch. So I will use this once again. Measure this notch right here. 61.29. I'm going to simply use the snort tool, right click, and then type in 61.29. And then if we look at over here, this is the blue line that we want. We want create notches from down here to here, and then I'm going to click on OK. Alright, so now we are going to sew right here to create this notch. Let me use this edit sewing tool. We can adjust this sewing to here. Alright, so first of all, we want to create only one side of this skirt split. However though, because the pattern are linked together, we have to either unlink them or we can lock them. So right here, right now we have both split. So based on the skirt spec, we have this left side here split and then the right side here sew together. So I'm going to unlink this pattern for now. Remove link editing, and then also right here. Now I'm going to, this is the one we don't want to sew, and we want to sew this one right here. So this is the side that we want to adjust the sewing. So to adjust the sewing, once again, use this edit sewing tool, click on right here, and then bring it down. And in this case, you can link the pattern back as you want or not, it's up to you. So I'm going to simulate here to see the effects. Alright, so now it's sewn perfect onto the skirt, and I'm going to, let's just press on number 2 here to see the front view. And next, let's see on a specs here. I'm going to unstrengthen, and also let activate this pattern as well. Alright, let's see what we have here for the pattern. So we have trim here for the skirt hem as well as the top and sleeve. So if I remember correctly, last week we create this hem here 6.5 centimeter. So we are going to do the same here with the skirt, okay? And by the way guys, this skirt here, we are going to merge the front and back, or we can just merge the front and then leave the back here. So if we want to apply the zipper, we can, okay? And we can create invisible zipper onto the skirt, or you can also apply the zipper onto the side rather than the back, because once again guys, when it's come to creating pattern in clothes, you have no limit to what you can do with your pattern. You can create it as a realistic, as a real life sewing pattern, or you can create it as a photorealistic, which create the photorealistic, but it doesn't have to be a real life sewing pattern realistic. What I mean is that, let's say for example, right here, you can create a sewing line over here without having to cut this up, or we can create a fold here with a realistic pattern and realistic sewing to create a fold, or you can just apply top stitches right here to create this realistic for the photo but not for the real pattern, if that makes sense. And next, I'm going to press on number 2 here, and we are going to wait and apply texture on to this garment next week guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and thank you so much for being here. Be sure to leave a comment below the video if you guys have any question at all about making pattern using Clothes3D. And happy designing. Thank you so much for being here guys. Bye.